Hey, I'm Patient.
And I'm Yasmeen.
And this
It's
is
Artist
Artist
Advice.
Advice, where we talk to other artists on their journeys of any challenges, setbacks, or advice you have to share with us.
And on this episode, we have the ever so talented Josh Bryant.
Woo! Welcome to the show,
Wow.
Welcome to the
Thank you so much
show.
for having me on. I'm glad to be here. Thank y'all.
What? Are you kidding? Like, we are so happy to have you here on the show. And just for those of you out there who don't know Josh, we would just love to start with your origin story. How'd you get into, your artistry? And you tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Okay, so for me, I took the non-traditional route. As a kid, I was always around music one way or another, very musical family. For me, I started out playing instruments,
Oh, wow.
drums, guitar, piano, things like that. Then I got into production, and from there, my love for music really grew. But
Mhm.
along that way, I figured out that my path was not to be a singer, and also my path was not to be a producer because I like to talk. So for me, I found a way to keep my love of music while also using my gift to gab a little bit while talking. And I found my way through radio, internet radio to be specific. I started out with a company called Audless. They
Okay.
had a station at the time called Urban 95. From there, I started on as an on-air talent because we all have heard the radio, but not a
Mhm.
lot of us have been on the other side knowing what it takes. So for a few years, I was an on-air talent. I created my own show called Urban View, and I had the chance to interview a lot of great legends and artists. I mean, Jawanda MP3, Mew out of Chicago, Four
Okay.
from Black King Crew Chicago, the legend Maya, Aaliyah Sheffield, Big Boss Vet, who was Golden.
Those are big
There's a few
names.
other
Super
ones.
big. Yeah. Who's your favorite person to interview so far?
My favorite one, that's tough. I would say
Uh-oh.
Breeze Kennedy. Breeze Kennedy was my favorite one. Yeah, from Def
Okay.
Jam. He's somebody
Wow.
who we're around the same age,
Mhm.
so we kind of connected, and it was a really dope interview. So
I still shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to
definitely.
Yes. So I guess we can go into, some notable projects that you may have been a part of or
Yes.
any experiences that you feel like have been pivotal to your career.
For sure. I feel like, because for me, not only did I do the radio thing, but
Mm-hmm.
the last few years, I've been really working on the digital marketing side as well.
Okay.
So I've been fortunate enough to work with a few companies.
Mm-hmm.
One was 740 Project.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I was a part of a lot of different campaigns, a lot of different posts that you might have seen on platforms like Rap,
Mm-hmm.
platforms like uh I don't have it right now. It's on my phone. I don't have my
Okay,
phone on me right now, but I
okay.
have like the full
Okay.
list, full
Uh-huh.
list. But many different platforms
That's
across
awesome.
social
Mm-hmm.
media promoting hip hop and R&B artists. And even I was a part of a campaign where they used my idea for an artist who goes by the name of Agnes Mo
Mm-hmm.
for her Where is Agnes Mo campaign
That's so
for one of
cool.
her singles, Party in Bali.
Ah,
It got 10 million impressions across all of her social
That's
channels.
huge.
Yeah, so
Just gotta.
that was
for real. That's
I know
huge.
came from your idea, so definitely it's no small feat.
So let us dive more into that, right?
Okay.
Because I think
Mm-hmm.
this is something that artists don't really consider much, the marketing side and how
Mm.
important, storytelling is and showcasing
Mm-hmm.
yourself and your story. Like what I guess like what are some like key things that artists can learn from that successful campaign, that what went really
That went
well.
well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one, Agnes was already a bigger artist, but for
Mm,
those who are smaller artists coming up, just define your vision and find your voice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that process is really important because once you know what you want to say and how you want your music to sound and feel, it's going to be a little bit easier to figure out, okay, I'm not going to go to these pages, I'm going to go to these pages. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do this activation, I want to do that activation.
Mm-hmm.
Things
Clear
like that to
vision.
where because
that's
once you
good.
figure out the vision, you're going to know the audience that you want to market to. You're going to know a little bit easier of a path to kind of create for yourself. Because a lot of times people get stuck with finding their audience,
Hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of really great, talented people out there. But as soon as they can't find their audience, they're going to miss out on their potential.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing that I can say is definitely clear out your vision, define it, and then from there find the people who can help you activate it. So
Mm-hmm.
You make it sound so straight to the point and just
Yeah,
like so
easy,
simple.
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 Guys, just
Yeah,
do these
but
things. You're good.
sure,
Okay.
but it ain't though. That's the
But
thing.
it is,
It's
yeah.
really not because it's definitely a process. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, at 740, Agnes and the artists that we worked with, some of them were already established artists,
Yeah.
and then for
Mm-hmm.
other ones, they were still on the come up as well. And then even at my time working at Slang Music this past end of the year in
Mm-hmm.
2024, I worked with a mix of artists who are already coming up and artists who are already established.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the thing that was already apparent was that they already had established visions and their fan base was built around that. So it's definitely
Mm.
important.
Wow, you are just a wealth of knowledge. Like we are grateful to have you on the show, man. That we're talking artist advice. You have lots and lots of it. And what? So, what do you want to know? Because I have some questions, but
Hmm. I would like to know how it was like for starting out in the radio, because I know you went from thinking production would be the best route, and I'm sure you have a lot of transferable skills when it came from music that you could bring towards radio. But how was it, the whole transition from music to radio, and just being trusting with yourself and your decision making, saying, you know what, this is for me. Like, I
right.
really like this. Like, let's keep it going. It makes me happy. Let's keep it going.
The pivot,
But yeah,
yeah.
how'd it go?
That's definitely a really good question. I feel like the process of getting into radio at first, it was
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot of us had free time on our hands one way or another.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And certain opportunities when they come about, it's like, should I do it? Should I not do it?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
But I
always
took
that
the leap.
internal.
Take
It
the
Mm-hmm.
is. It's
leap.
like that.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's always like, should I do it? Should I not do it?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely taking that leap and
Mm-hmm.
really taking it day by day to learn. Because a lot of times, like, we think it's going to be something stepping into opportunities, but when you're in it, it's a totally different thing. You have to study, you have to learn, because there's a art form and a way to respect not only those who came before you, but also those who are going to come after you as well,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're starting off at a smaller level.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like in the beginning, those days, it was a little bit rough because I was still trying to define my vision and find my
There
voice.
you go.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I was like not the person who I am now. My
Mm-hmm.
voice was super lower. I was trying to be too cool. I was trying to do everything like that. But then over time, I was able to kind of find myself, find my groove.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, I don't feel like I had a moment where it was like, this is what I want to do. But
Mm.
slowly over time, it was just like once you do something enough and once you have a
Yeah.
lot of experience behind it, it's like,
I
maybe
got
this is
this.
for
Yeah,
me,
yeah. You know
Yeah.
what?
So,
I can get with
I can
this.
do it.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I can do a good job at it.
You know,
That's
I
awesome.
love that, and I love how you refer to radio also
Mhm.
being an art form
It
because
is.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So, what was
Mhm.
pivotal? I think I know you said studying. Were there some? Let's get into your inspirations. Like, was there any like inspirations that you had during that time that helped you find your vision or fine tune it?
Or some, I would say, other radio hosts that you took to get inspiration
Right,
from.
right. Was there any?
def-
Okay.
I say for me, Angie Martinez definitely a big inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely a legend. I would say Ebro is another
Okay.
person who
Yep.
I really looked at,
Mm-hmm.
especially with everything that he's been doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely those would be like the main two.
Yeah.
Just studying it off them. Nadeska as well.
Okay.
Mainly because
Okay.
she doesn't do radio side, but just media in general.
I love
Just
it.
that's the way she conducts interviews and things like that.
I love
So
it.
definitely those are the main three. So
Man, I love
And
this.
quite the three.
Yeah, so I love the diversity of them and everything. This is so cool. Like I'm so glad that we had a chance to like dive into not only what you do and your origin story, but your inspirations as well. And now we're gonna have a little fun.
Yes.
We're gonna have a little fun. So we have a game called
Guess that artist.
So it's basically we're gonna give you a clue, and you have 30 seconds to answer who you think the artist is. So which one do you think would be good? Because
Well, him saying that
Production.
he is in production, but also not only that, but also you speak on a lot of R&B and hip hop. Well,
who do you think? 'Cause, I mean, we have options here.
We have options. Let's see. How hard and how easy do we want to make this?
I mean, let's make it pretty hard because I feel like he studies.
Be nice now. Yeah, please be nice to me now.
Maybe
Okay. All right. You want to do the honors?
I could.
Okay.
All right. So, this rapper from New York City changed the landscape of hip hop in the late 1990s with his lyrical complexity and street narratives. Their debut album, Ready to Die, is widely regarded as one of the greatest rap albums of all time. They were tragically murdered in 1997 at the age of 24, leaving behind an enduring legacy in hip hop.
Guess that artist.
That's easy. I knew it from the first sentence. The Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls.
Oh, yes,
So,
yes.
He does
Man,
know his stuff.
you do know your stuff, man. If you didn't get that, we would have been a little concerned.
yeah, no, being a New York and New Jersey kid, I would have been killed if I didn't know that. So,
Oh my God. Well, that was awesome. Maybe we did go a little easy, just a little bit, but no, we didn't want to be too hard on you. But
No.
I guess what can we look forward, from you? Like, what are you doing now? Like, what are you doing next? Like, what's exciting you these days?
for me, so Urban View is going to be back up shortly. Before the end of this month, we're going to get
Okay.
some new content from Urban View. It's going to be exciting. And then from there, I'm just going to be hopefully around the city, New Jersey, New York, going to events, building up my connections, and just excited to work with more people, see more things, and hopefully 2025 is a good year, So
Oh,
Hey,
it
it already
already is
is.
off to a great
It's off
start.
to a
What do you
great start.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it can
great.
only go better from here.
We going up.
y'all are right.
That is awesome. So, how can the listeners find you on social media, on all platforms? Can they find you?
So you can follow me on IG at
Mm-hmm.
a Josh Bryant official. I
Mm-hmm.
just changed it last month.
Okay,
Uh,
nice.
And then from there, YouTube is the main home for Urban View right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's URBNVIEW, Urban
Mm-hmm.
View. You can catch most of the content that I do on there. TikTok is Josh Bryant Official.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you go to my IG, the link tree, you're gonna find
Ah,
everything
we
Gotta
else.
love
love
But
link
Linktree.
trees.
Josh Bryant
Mm-hmm.
Official, yeah,
We love
Just go there,
Linktree.
click the link, you find me.
There, boom, boom.
definitely.
Boom, boom, boom.
And is there any final piece of artist advice that you can share with our audiences today?
Well, I would say for any artist who's out there today in 2025, I would say one, be sure to study
Mm-hmm.
not only the music side, but also the business side and also social media, because there's so many moving parts to the industry. It can't all be about music, but it also can't be all about business and social media. You got to have a balance of all three.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you don't have, make sure to have a team around you. And also just don't lose sight of what you're doing this for. Because at the end of the day, there can be challenges and there can be difficulties. But during those days, you got to remember what you're really doing this for. So if you have that in mind, you'll never lose sight, and you always have fun. So
Beautiful.
Fun is
Thank
important.
you.
Thank you so much,
That's
Josh.
beautiful advice. Thank you so much for just giving the artists and the listeners just something to hold on to.
Absolutely. And from
Especially-
multiple perspectives, too. I think
Yes.
that's so cool. Well, this
Aw.
has been another episode of
Artist
Artist Advice.
In this episode, we spoke to the great, the awesome Josh Bryant.
Woo! Thank you,
Thank
Josh.
you.
thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Patience, Yasmeen. I appreciate being on your platform. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do next. Much love. Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you. All right, we're cutting it.
Boom.